everybody, the name is Fitchett, Oscar Fitchett.
Name's Judi, Bradshaw.
And welcome to our review for the 1997 James Bond film Tomorrow Never Dies, which stars Pierce Brosnan, and he said Piers Morgan, as well as, who's the villain in this? Jonathan Pryce, Teri Hatcher, and Michelle Yeoh, as well as Judi, Dench, and Desmond Llewelyn. And the plot of Tomorrow Never Dies, according to IMDb, is James Bond heads to stop a media mogul's plan to induce war between China and the UK in order to obtain exclusive global media coverage.
It was a good film. We're starting to pick up. It's starting to pick up. The cinema has been what it is today. It was very well shot. As terms of action films, but you do get fed up with all the explosions what happened in this film. I didn't like the villain. He didn't feel villainous. Like, he had other people do his work for him, which I felt that anyway, but I don't know what other people feel about that, but I felt that why don't you kill this dude, or inflict harm on him. The villain wasn't very good in my opinion. Not the worst villain, but he was rubbish.
Oh, it's not the worst villain at all.
He's not the worst villain. A Bond girl.
Which one?
Well, we had
the main one?
Bond girls.
The main one or the first one?
The first one, I did not feel for anything. I did not feel for that Bond girl. The Chinese special
Michelle
agent.
Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh.
Right. I quite enjoyed her character. We got a few good scenes with her fighting in, and she fended for herself. She didn't rely on James Bond, which most Bond girls do rely on James Bond.
I don't think she ever really relied on him.
No, she didn't.
She never called out for his help.
No. Which was fantastic.
He wouldn't help her because he wanted to, not because she called for him.
Yeah, I work alone.
What did you think of the premise?
Well, it's different, to be honest. It's very better than having a Russia and America situation, which this time it wasn't. It was America, UK and China, but it wasn't all in your face. It was some points where, but not. The full entire film was not in your face. I could actually tolerate this film. I could watch this again and again without getting bored of this film because it's not bad. Not as bad as View to a Kill. What's your expectations?
Expectations going into it for myself, actually, honestly. I wasn't really that excited.
Yeah.
Because honestly, what I've heard from people, this is what I've heard going into the Brosnan films. GoldenEye was really good and all the others were rubbish. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Going in. So when I watched GoldenEye and I wasn't all that fussed on it, I was kind of worried even more. I was like, oh, if these are worse than GoldenEye, then God help us. I thought this film was pretty good. I don't think this film was anything. I wouldn't say it's one of the best Bond films, but certainly not one of the worst. I don't think. It definitely had its weak points, but at the same time, it had its strong points. I feel one of the strong points I do think is. Well, I guess this isn't really a strong point, but it's more of like an okay point. Pierce Brosnan as Bond. Again, it's kind of like GoldenEye. I think he did alright. There wasn't really anything. He didn't really leave as much of an impression on me, personally, as Bond. There were moments in the film which I thought, oh, this is a cool moment for him. Like, when he's being more serious.
Yeah, it looks more serious.
Yeah, when he's being more serious, I think he can pull it off. I think Brosnan can pull off the seriousness. I just think they're putting too much of a comedic spin on him in these films so far, which I'm not a huge fan of because it gets a bit too cheesy for my liking. I think the action was really good. I think I thought there was no shaky cam. There's no quick cut editing, even for kind of silly action like the car, like when he's controlling his car through his phone. I think that's a silly scene, but I do think that's well shot. I do agree with you, the first Bond girl I wasn't a huge fan of. Maybe that's because we didn't get that much screen time with her. But Michelle Yeoh, I'm actually a fan of Michelle Yeoh anyway, because I really liked her in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I think she's an excellent action actress. She's a really good action star, and I was hoping that we would get a fight scene with her, like legitimately doing some fighting. And you know, she did well on the motorcycle chase with Bond, but you know, she was obviously restricted in that sense. But there was one really awesome fight scene, which I do have to say is the best part of the film, where just her alone, not her and Bond, just Michelle Yeoh, she just fought off a load of guys, and again, there was just a steady camera shot. She did a load of awesome moves, there was a load of cool combination shots and everything. It was an awesome scene, it was fun, it was cool to watch. It's something you would expect from Michelle Yeoh. I love that scene. I just wish there was a bit more of that. I do think the last part was much better than the first part, like the first, which is kind of rare for these films, because usually Bond films kind of start off strong and finish off weak. I think this film did the opposite. It started off weak and finished strong, I felt. Maybe because like the first part was very generic Bond action film. I was like, I'm predicting a lot. It's kind of boring. We know what to expect. And then the last part kind of picked up, and it was really cool. This villain felt like he belonged in the Roger Moore era of Bond films. It was the same thing as GoldenEye in a way. Like Famke Janssen's character in GoldenEye felt like she belonged in the Roger Moore era. Jonathan Pryce felt like he belonged in the blinking Roger Moore era. He was way over the top. I wasn't a fan of him. He felt out of place. I do like the premise. I do like the whole concept of it. Like a media mogul is the villain, and he's trying to cause a war for media coverage. That is actually kind of relevant today as well. Not to this extreme, but in a Nightcrawler sense, if you know what I mean. Like doing immoral things just simply for news, just simply for the media. The gadgets, oh my, these might be some of the goofier gadgets we've had. These might
fall and then
yeah, these might be the car.
Yeah, the controlling of the car before.
Well, the electric handle. It's very goofy gadgets and stuff that I would have expected in the Roger Moore era. Again, there's moments in this film that I do think are really good and really like modern, like the fight scene in Michelle Yeoh and the whole media mogul thing, like the media coverage. I think that's a cool. But then there's some moments which are really goofy, like the villain and like the one-liners Bond says. But overall, I didn't mind this film. Actually, I don't get all the hate for this film. I mean, I think it's a fine film. It's nothing to hate, but it's nothing to love. I don't think it's somewhere in the middle for the Bond films in my eyes. Like it's not one of the best, but it's certainly not one of the worst. I think it's just a fine film, and it's a film that I wouldn't mind watching again. You know what I mean? But it's more like one of those films where it's like you put on the background for the first half, and then you all take notice towards the second half. Especially with the Michelle Yeoh fight scene. That's an awesome fight scene. Maybe one of the better fight scenes of the Bond franchise, and it doesn't involve Bond. So guys, thank you for watching our review for Tomorrow Never Dies. What did you guys think of it? Whoever has seen it, comment below, let us know. And or let us know what you thought of our review.
Please do that.
And also while you're down there, check out the description, because in the description there's the links to the to the Twitter accounts of every member of the Heel crew. You can see all 5 members. You can see what we're tweeting and everything.
Probably me. Nothing.
You can see what he's posting on Instagram through his Twitter. And also in the description you can find the Facebook page to the Heel Pictures Facebook page.
You can give us a like.
Give a like.
If you're on the Facebook.
And yeah. Till next time, guys. We shall see you later.
Till another 2
hours. And